What is up, Booger Beans? Welcome back to another episode of Adventures with Boog. This is going to be the first time we set up and actually have a stove and a fire inside of our tent. We just finished up the stove jack build. If you haven't seen that, check the card up above here. I'll link that video. It's a good video on how to do a DIY stove jack. But tonight we're going to get the tent set up, put the stove in it, and get a light in it and see how she does. It's about 5:30 right now. It's cooling down right now. It's about, I think, about 3 degrees, maybe 2 degrees. That's degrees Celsius. So basically right around 32 for you guys watching in the States. I'm gonna try and use some lights here to try and light it up enough that you guys can see kind of what's going on. Unfortunately, out in the country here, it's pretty darn dark once the sun goes down. But with winter coming, well, actually, as fall concludes here, days keep getting shorter and shorter. So it's going to be some of these dark videos, unfortunately. I just kind of wanted to set it up also at night here a little bit because it's going to help to simulate kind of what we're going to be encountering when we go out winter camping. Most of our setups probably going to be in the dark, just because what time we might be getting to camp on Friday evening. So that's kind of the plan right now. I'm gonna set up the tent. It only takes about, a minute, 2 minutes to set up the tent, and then we'll get the stove in it and get a fire going. Stay tuned. Alright, so I hope you guys can see this pretty good. I've got all the lights kind of set up, as many flashlights as I have. I'm gonna set it up here, and then you guys will see how quickly it sets up, and we'll get the stove in her. Alright guys, so the tent's up. As you can see maybe on the camera, my breath, you're starting to see my breath. It's getting pretty cold out here. We're gonna get the stove in and get her heated up. We'll move all these flashlights in here. I didn't realize I had so many flashlights. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 flashlights out here. All LEDs. Fancy dancy. Alright guys, so we've got the stove in the tent. I still have to cut the hole for the actual stove jack. I just kind of sliced it downstairs in the basement. Bella just wants to play right now. But before we get going, I just wanted to talk about something that I like to do with Belle. So drop that, boo. Good girl. Sit. 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 Thank you. Lots of times you'll see in our videos that I let Booger, or if you see on our Instagram, that lots of times if Booger's ever walking by herself, I just leave a lead actually on her. And one of the reasons I do that is because if she ever was to run after something or, chase something through the woods or something like that, the leash could actually get caught on a tree or a branch or something like that, and then I could go and get her as I'm following her through the bush or whatever. Hopefully I'll get caught on something, because she is so fast, and if she gets locked on something, you can't get her off. Like, she just goes. So unfortunately I can't chase her down. So that's why if I ever just let her go, I do just let the leash hang on her neck, because then at least if she did get caught on a branch or something, it would hold her there, and maybe then I'll be able to catch up to her and get her back. So we do actually have this great leash. It's very durable. It's the first leash we've had that Booger hasn't chewed through in like 2 minutes. So this is actually by Pack Leashes. They are an affiliate company with us. They've decided to sponsor us and kind of help us out, make these YouTube videos for you guys. So I'll put a link down in the description. If you follow that link and use our coupon code, you'll get, I believe, 10% off your order. And you also help give us a little bit of money from your sale. The price of the sale is the exact same, but some of that sale comes to us. So we really appreciate that support. And let's get that hole cut out and the stove running, because I'm freezing. Trying to get enough lighting so you guys can kind of see what the heck's going on. So I am gonna kind of hose clamp and rivet that all together once I get it kind of in a position I like. I actually might not needing that elbow. It looks like she's gonna be a fair ways from the side of the tent here. Actually, a lot further than I wanted it to be. Than what I wanted it to be when I was building this. Oh, that's backwards. Oh yeah, that's a nice tight, definitely gonna be waterproof fit on that stovepipe, which is exactly what I was looking for when I was designing it. So I'm really excited about that. Again, if you haven't seen that video on how to build that stove jack, check it out. It's a great video. Oh yeah, that's nice tight fit. Oh, I love that. So good. Yeah, I might actually not need that elbow. There's lots and lots of space here. We'll see how hot it gets when we burn it here, but there looks to be a load of space. Like look at this space. This is like what, 2.5 feet, almost 3 feet maybe. Lots of space, and this. Right now the tent isn't even stretched all the way out. I still have to put tent pegs and stretch it out all the way. So lots and lots of space for that guy. So I'm actually really excited about that. I was worried that there wasn't going to be quite enough space, but no, lots of room. So I'll go cut up some wood, and then we'll get a fire started in this bad boy. So one thing that I do have to be a little bit cautious about with this way the stove is set up right now is I can only fit pieces of wood that are about 11 inches long. Anything much longer than that and she won't fit with the pellet feeder on there. Stay here, please. So I got to be kind of cautious about that, to keep these only about 11 inches long. I do want to make it so that the pellet feeder is removable, so then I could use some bigger logs and bigger sticks and stuff. But if I use the pellet feeder and I use the wood, she gets so hot in there that, the stove gets hot. I'm hoping that the tent will be hot, but I guess that guy's not going to cut. So I got to kind of be wary of that, and just pay attention to how big the pieces of wood that I'm using are, and that sort of stuff there. That's a little wet. I don't want to use the wet wood. All right, there we are. Got some pieces cut up here. I like to take some of these little scraps from when you chop the wood and it kind of splits funny. I like to take some of those scraps because they usually burn up. They usually burn up pretty good. You can just throw them on top of there. Good to go. I do have some more wood here, obviously, and some bigger pieces once we get going. But for right now, this will start it up. All right, so we're gonna load her up with wood in there. I just start with nice little sticks in here. Booger's eating all my sticks here. I use paper. I know lots of people say it's not good to use paper in your wood burning stove. It's supposed to cause issues, they say. I don't know. I'm not one of those fancy dancy bush crafters, although I would love to be one day. But for right now, I just use paper and sticks. Paper and sticks. I think that's one of the big things about fire lighting. Even no matter how fancy dancy you are about fires, whether you know how to light fires with a million different ways or whatever, it's just doing something that you're comfortable with that gets the job done. That's really what matters in the long run. And this is what I was talking about moving the pellet feeder off of here so that I could take it off and on, so I could have sticks that come the full length of the stove. Because right now I can't. I can only have sticks that go to that little ridge in there, because otherwise they interfere with the front of the stove. So that's what we got for now. Let's light her up and see if she goes here. I also just use a lighter. I'm not, again, not one of those fancy bushcraft guys, that's for sure. That's not what I'm out here doing, just testing her out. No need to be fancy. Just get her going. As it starts to heat up, we should get some wood going. Gonna be a little bit of smoke in the tent until she gets going for sure. But we just close her up and let her buck. Let her go. Ooh, smoky. Keep her closed up a little bit there. Try not to get it too smoky in here. This is the first time I've ever lit a stove inside of a tent, so I don't know really the best way or not the best way to do it. So I'm just lighting her up and hoping for the best. Looks like we got some wood burning in there, so that's good. Probably need to make a couple, a little bit smaller sticks maybe. Should have grabbed a hatchet, that's for sure. Just slide you down so that you can see. This is what she looks like on the inside right now. Oh yeah, she's roaring up there. You can see in the top of that pipe I have a baffle there, and that helps to spread the heat along the whole stove. So the fire kind of burns in the middle, and then that baffle kind of moves that heat out to the front and back. And then I have a air injection on the back side that helps to burn a little bit extra of that wood gas. But she's getting going now. As that front starts to expand, I find that this does get a little tight, so I'm going to have to go and file down and shim down that front side just a little bit to help stop that getting so tight. But not too bad. Alright, I'm going to run and get a saw so I can cut these down a little bit, and I'm also going to get a, stay away from that, boo, it's hot, be careful. Hot. I'm also going to get what's it called, some bigger pieces of wood here. That should burn for a good 10-15 minutes before anything needs to happen with it. So I'll do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went to go, I got some bigger pieces of wood. I also got a wood saw that I had laying in the garage. I'm looking to get like a folding saw for when we're out camping and stuff. But I don't really know which one to get, so if you guys have one that you like to use, or you know of one that's really good, let me know in the comments down below. And then maybe I'll pick one up and we can do a little test out of it. But the stove is rocking in there. As soon as I opened the door and came in, you could just feel the heat. Like, it is already warm in here in like 2 minutes. So I don't think we're gonna have any issues of it being not being hot enough, or not being enough heat coming out of that stove. That's for sure. You could already feel the heat coming in as soon as I came in the tent. So I need. She's burning down faster than I thought she was gonna burn down. Just so you guys know, I do have a damper that does go on the front of the stove. It slots. Let me turn the light on here. There we go. So I do have a damper that does go on the front of the stove, so I can damper it down. Right now I'm just burning it wide open to see how she burns, and to see basically how hot I can get it in here. Right now I do have 2 windows open. All the fresh air vents are open, and it's not sealed to the ground. We would usually take some snow and pile it up on the outskirts, or the outside skirt of the tent. Right now we're not doing that because A, there's like no snow outside. It all melted last week. And B, I want to be able to take this tent down later on, either this evening or tomorrow, so I don't really want to go and put all that stuff on there and then have a wet tent sitting until we go camping next time. So for right now, that's just what's gonna have to do, just the way she is. So we'll let it burn for a good half hour, 45 minutes here, and see how warm she gets in here. Right now I can feel the heat. It's actually really nice. It's not bad at all. So yeah, let's let her burn for a little. Alright guys, so she's definitely getting hot in here. I have 2 windows open, and if I stand up, like, it's way hot up there. I'm gonna get one of those eco fans to help move the air in here, so it helps to heat up the whole space rather than just heating up right here by the stove. And also I did find my damper. It's just basically a piece of steel that I can put in here, and then I can just kind of slide it down, and it helps to damp down. Booger's stealing my sticks. You already had a stick, Boo. Is that your stick? There it is. Go get it. You have a stick over there. I'm gonna have no wood by the end of the night. She keeps stealing that much wood. I like this damper because it actually makes it so that the air is only fed underneath the fire, which helps to burn more cleanly and helps to make those ashes much smaller. So I do like that, but having it full open just lets that fire just roar to heat it up in here really quick if you need to heat it up really quick. It's really simple. It's just a piece of steel with 2 welds at a stop point so that it doesn't go all the way down and completely block off the plate. So yeah, that's all she is. I do need to build also a grabber or something to open the door. Right now I have to use welding gloves because she just gets way too hot, like way too hot. So for right now I just use a welding glove, and then I can just open and close it as needed, and that works really good. Yeah, but she's definitely spicing up in here. It's very good. I'm really excited about how the stove's working. I'm gonna go cut a bit more wood, and then we'll just let her burn and let her heat up in here. Time is, if my phone wasn't dead, the smoke now in here is almost cleared completely out. Once that stove starts to heat up, it starts to suck in cold air from outside to feed the fire, but then also the heat actually expands the air in here and pushes the air out, so it will just slowly move that smoke out by having those windows open. And also just, I'm sure there's a little bit of a breeze coming in through the windows. So right now, stop stealing all my sticks. Go get your stick. Your stick's right here. Here it is. Go get it. So it's 6:52 right now, so just before 7 o'clock. I'm gonna burn this until probably 8 o'clock. maybe 8:30. We'll burn it for an hour or so, hour and a half, and just basically see what she gets in here. I unfortunately don't have a thermometer, so I'm gonna have to go pick one up tomorrow evening, and then over the weekend I'd like to do another test burn. It's supposed to get a little bit colder over the weekend, down to about -3, -4, but I don't think we're gonna have any issues getting it hot enough in here. Well, it gets cold down. I don't think that's gonna be a problem at all. So it's about 7:15 now, and the stove is just burning like crazy. I have it turned all the way up right now just to see how hot we can get it in here, and it's getting more than hot enough, that's for sure. I'm just down into my t-shirt and I'm actually sweating in here, so we're gonna have no issues getting it hot enough in here. Bella's trying to escape. Hey, stop going under there. Bella's trying to get out of the tent. She's kind of done with being in the black tent for right now. But yeah, she's doing really good. I'm gonna load up this last bit of wood here, and then just let it burn and see. We definitely do need to get a fan to help move that heat over onto the other side. It is a little bit cooler on that side of the tent, and I think also, like, right now if you stand up, it is crazy hot up there. Like, you almost have to be down on the ground in order to be comfortable because it's too hot up there. So if we get the fan to help move that heat, bring that heat down from up above, that will help to keep it more temperate all throughout the whole tent, and a little bit more comfortable for sure. Booger, be careful, that's really hot. We're gonna have to definitely work with Bella and the stove. I don't know if it's because of her fur, she just can't feel the heat, but I don't know. One time we were out camping in the summer, and she actually sat down with her butt inside the fire pit. So I don't know if she just doesn't feel heat or what it is, but we're gonna have to work on that, because if she brushes up against that side about 500-600 degrees, she's gonna get burnt, that's for sure. So we gotta be careful about that, but she'll learn. She'll only do it once, I guess. So I'm gonna let it burn down, or I'm gonna load up this last wood, and then I'll check it with you guys one more time before we close out the video. So yeah, if you guys have any tips on how to keep the stove burning longer, last a little bit longer, let me know. I do think I need to put a damper in the stovepipe, just to help turn down how much draw it gets, because she just starts sucking, and you can hear it. It starts to like sound like a rocket stove almost. So that ends up wasting a lot of wood and a lot of heat. So we've got to be careful of that. But also on the weekend, I would like to do a pellet burn. I haven't done a burn with the pellets inside the tent either, so I would like to try that out. I just don't have enough time tonight to try it out. So I'll load her up one more time, and then we'll let her burn down and close out the video. Alright, so that's the last piece of wood that I'm gonna put in there. Just some sticks off the ground here. Just chuck them in there. Clean it up. Yeah, that's it, guys. Pretty good little stove. I'm rather quite impressed with her. It got warm enough for me to sit in here in a t-shirt, and that was only burning for about 45 minutes, and that's only heating the air that's in here, not once we have, you know, some chairs and a table and our bedding and all that stuff and whatever else. Once you put all that in there, all of that stuff absorbs that heat and will hold on to it. So that's really good. Once you get a fan too, she'll be just golden. On the weekend, I'm gonna do a pellet burn, and that will be a separate episode. I might actually put out 2 episodes kind of about burning in the tent here. And yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more adventures from us and Boog, please feel free to hit that like button and subscribe. It helps to grow our channel and helps to bring you more good content, more interesting videos. We really appreciate you guys' viewership, and thanks for sticking with us. Oh yeah, Boog decided to go to bed already. She was kind of tired of sitting in the tent on the cold ground. I need to get her a bed. So that's a little bonus for anyone that hasn't clicked off the video yet. Good job, guys.